This is the lived-in reality of the people we've had on this show.
You're mixing. You are the one mixing. Somebody came and told you his position, right? And I gave you a counter position.
That is your position. I don't think
the one you gave, is it your own?
That is not the
one you told me, is it your own?
It's not my, I'm quoting what the people who have the lived-in experience to say. Listen, Mr. Barr, just a moment. The government or Washington Post, whoever, can characterize it the way they want, and is within their right to.
And the people you're quoting should not have characterized it. They should have said, let me tell you the premise. Let me tell you, brother. I'm just putting their
position to you.
But let me tell you, let me submit to you with the greatest respect why journalists are not helping in solving problem. Can you deny the fact that there are Muslims that are killed?
No, that's a fact.
Can you deny that there are people who have not identified as Christians or Muslims that are also killed?
That's a fact.
So when you have a fact that Christians are killed, Muslims are killed, those who have not identified with a religion are killed, will that qualify as a genocide?
Because the argument of the Christian people who are making this allegation is that it's been promoted by Islamic jihadists. I hope you get the distinction.
So the argument also of the individual I mentioned to you, who are in a position to know what is genocide or not, came to the conclusion that there is no Christian genocide, but there is a killing.
There's no exclusive preserve in terms of knowledge of what a genocide is. It's a common sense. It's not
a common sense.
It's not a number. It's not
a common sense. Sorry, my brother. It's not common sense.
It's not about, I think we mix this genocide argument because sometimes if we don't identify all the problem, we'll not address it correctly. If we deny the issue.
You know what you should have been saying?
No, just hold on.
You should have been saying there are Christian communities who are complaining that they are being killed. I will not deny it. Government has not denied it. I'm coming and me to allow me to learn. I allowed you. If you say there are pastors, communities that are complaining that there are people that are being killed, I'll be the last person to deny that. We accept that. When you say there is a Christian genocide, what is genocide?
Those are their words. I'm quoting to you.
So I'm talking. Then the counter words.
Genocide. If you look at the UN Convention, Article 2 of that, it doesn't talk about scale. So even if it's 1 million, it talks about intent. Just you're a lawyer, so you're in a better position.
By who? By whom?
United Nations.
No, I'm saying intent by whom?
Intent by those who perpetrate what is considered to be genocide.
Okay, so let me tell you again. Has there been genocide of Muslims?
I wouldn't know that.
How would you give your bias in your mind?
No, I wouldn't know that
because I now tell him. As an intellectual, I'm telling you, as an intellectual, I'm telling you there is a fact.
Please hold on.
There is a fact. There is a fact, undeniable fact, that also states that there are also Muslims that are killed. You admitted. I told you there's a fact. I'm coming now.
My premise is that
hold on, Jeffrey.
The Christians are saying it is promoted by Islamic jihadists. That's the.
You don't know them. You don't know these guys. It's all deliberate. You see that characterization that they always argue about, and they are making it as the base of their own defense, is deliberate. They want you to see that when this number of Christians are killed by the jihadists who are shouting Allahu Akbar, by the way, right? The intent and their intention and the number of people killed and those who are the victims, who knows that this is genocide. When you enter a community and you wipe them out, and so many of them ended up in the IDP camps and the rest of that, and you even grab some of them to forcefully convert them to Islam. You see all these happenings, all these records, right? You characterize it and classify it as a genocide against the Christians. So who are those killing Muslims too? These are also the jihadists. Now let us now clear that too is also genocide against the Muslims. How? You may say, hey, Muslims will not be doing genocide against Muslims. That's your naivety. In northern Nigeria, so you know, religion is politics. Don't let anybody deceive you with all this nonsense they are making you believe that northern Nigeria is Muslim. No, it's absolute rubbish. It is all politics. And that is why you see those ones who are in support of their Wahhabism, the terrorists. They believe that any other Islamic sect, put it this way. In Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria, they have like about maybe 3 or 4 different Islamic sects. Like the same way you have this, your own different Christian sects. You have the Catholic, you have the CNS, you have the Pentecostals, you have all this, they do. Now, the difference here is this. You see these sects, some of, the ones who are holding political power, they are mostly the Wahhabists. Those ones with the Saudi Arabians and the rest. There are some of them whose loyalty and their own type of Islam is only linked to Iran. Those ones are the Shiites. Maybe they call them Sufi. I've been a Salafist, don't mind me. These are different names they give themselves. And you know something? Most of their senior political office holders, military men, royal fathers and the rest of them, they are Wahhabists. Wahhabist means they are terrorists. And they frown at other people's sects. Just so you know that, when you hear say the terrorists kill Muslims, they are killing those ones they believe they are not Muslims enough, even though they are all in northern Nigeria. They will target them. They will target a preacher, a cleric that is condemning this act of terrorism. They will target him, target his church, and they will kill him and burn down his church and kill everybody there. So the terrorist sympathizer will now come to you and say, hey, they are also killing Muslims now. That is why you see that they are not enraged. They are not angry like the Christians are. You see the Christians that are being killed and making the most noise of it, pressuring everywhere all over the world. Ask yourselves, the people that are telling you that more Muslims have been killed, how come they were never enraged? Because those Muslims killed, they are just collateral damages. They don't give a damn about them. Or in the case of arguments, to make it look like, oh yeah, don't blame government. You're making it look like they're just killing Christians. They are killing Muslims. So I say, well, how come you are never angry that you're killing these Muslims? They've killed this number of Muslims. And Muslims, you Muslims in northern Nigeria, you are not mad. You're not angry. Why? Because those Muslims killed, they watched them kill them. And to them, they are not Muslim enough. That's why I feel sorry for those of you who are shouting Allah, Allah in the southern part of Nigeria. They will kill you first. When they finish with those they call the infidels, people like me, when they cut my head off, finish people like me, people will not get religion, those ones will be infidel, you will be next. That's when you realize that you mean no shit to them. And that's why they didn't raise alarm. They didn't raise much noise. When they watched all these communities, all these people who are Muslims, slaughtered by their Wahhabist terrorists. And they will use their position to cover them, protect them, cover them, and the rest of that, so that they can gaslight you and say, hey, you never said anything when they are killing Muslims. This is a Muslim telling you who is not a Muslim. You are talking about Christian genocide. They are killing Christians. They are doing all of this to Christians. What kind of a thing is this? What kind of a country is this? We need to stand up and all of that. Then somebody who is Muslim will now say, yeah, is it just the Christians they are killing? How come you are not talking about the Muslims they killed? So I say, hey, how come you are not talking about them? Until I started talking about the Christians killed. You are a Muslim. How come you are not? You've never, ever, I've never seen you wrote anything online to condemn the killings of Muslims, but you are a Muslim. But right now, you have every word. You have all the words. To what? To describe the people that are calling the Christian genocide out as people who want to cause problems. They should be calling the Muslim genocide too. You have never spoken about the Muslim genocide. Ever. Because majority of you are closet terrorists. You are not so bold or confident enough to be cutting people's head off, shouting Allahu Akbar. You can't carry those guns and be shooting innocent people, women and children in their sleep, in their homes. But somehow you enjoyed it because you are a terrorist sympathizer yourself, hiding behind that your religion. And we can see through all of you. I can see through so many of you, and that's what Bulaba was doing there. Then coming back to say, Tinubu is making effort to kill
casualty of innocent citizens. Does that then justify negotiation with terrorists? Is the federal government negotiating with terrorists?
So this is a difficult question, I must tell you. There was a time federal government was negotiating. And I think that El-Rufai once talked about a national policy at that time when they said both state and federal government can be in a situation where they will have to negotiate, because if your duty is to preserve the life of people and citizens of Nigeria are in danger and negotiation is the only way to save them and you have to save them, then you have to do all that you need to do to save them at that time. But President Tinubu came with this zero tolerance on negotiation because it then fits into this terrorism financing. You see, you are constructively financing terrorism without knowing. So instead of elements who are sponsoring them, by giving them the money as ransom to collect the people, they also use the ransom money to buy more weapons. So the federal government does not, and it does not tolerate the idea of negotiation.
So what gave for the release of the Kebbi girls, and what is going to give for the release of the St. Mary's children?
There are lots of factors that can occasion that. One, you know that there are individuals that call themselves negotiators. When it comes to negotiation, it's not in all cases that money is involved. There are cases where the people might feel that if they don't release these people, there's going to be a bigger problem that they can manage. That can serve as incentive for them to release the people. Sometimes people they listen to, they could be these religious clerics or anybody they could listen to, can also be a factor. At other times, it can also be that federal government has sort of encircled them in terms of saying from the intelligence point of view, you at least have an idea of where they are, right? But you have a difficulty of going to bomb there because then you have soft people with them. But then you are giving them warning and they can decide to turn them over. At other times, on their own, they can choose to do that. I also have to admit that at sometimes, families of individuals that are kidnapped, they end up paying.
Tinubu doesn't negotiate with terrorists, but there are some people who are negotiators that will look into some factors and, but not all this negotiation requires money. That is what this guy tells himself. Or probably trained himself to be saying, just keep repeating it. Somebody will believe it. Some people will believe it. Just keep saying it, repeating it. El Rufai has told us that Kaduna paid more than 10 billion naira in a space of 2 years to terrorists. Ubasani, the Ubanka guy, Banza, he denied it. El Rufai had also told us that Ribadom has been using his own office as well to ferry money to the terrorists in order to probably try to save face from the embarrassment that all their actions have been causing Tinubu's regime. It's not looking good. They invited they invited El Rufai, but Ribadom told us yesterday that the children who were kidnapped from Papiri in Niger State, the Catholic school children, they were kidnapped. 315 of them, he said they were fine. Onopunuga, who is also a special advisor to Tinubu, once told us as well, this was last week, he said the terrorists were called and they were told to release the school children in Kebbi, release the Eruku church worshippers. They called them and they released them. So this mofo was on TV telling people that, yeah, we do negotiate, but not us like that. Contradicting himself in just a minute of breath. 60 seconds. Yeah? But here.
Fellow Nigerians, this is what is happening on the plateau. This is what is happening. You can see. Now I brought in the securities and the Fulanis are running away. Instead, they should stand and answer questions. This is my rice farm, and the Fulani just invaded the farm, ate everything on the farm. You can see, as you can see. You can see. This is this. These are over 300 cows. Now that they are seeing securities, they are moving their cows away. They are running away. They don't want to talk. You can see. Over 400 cows. Over 400 cows. This is what is happening. This is in Kasabarkin Ladi, local government of Plateau State. This is what is happening.
Back in Ladi. That's where it is. Like every day for an average farmer in that contraption. And that is even the ones that gets the attention of the authority, you say, and they responded. But the Fulanis don't have anything to say to the authority. they are pretty much above them in their deeds. I have seen it, the records. So it's always going to be the farmers that pays the price, indeed. And I think Enugu, who have been suffering from this same Fulani attack, Fulani terrorist, or Fulani terrorism, right? Their governor, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday, decided to showcase their readiness, okay, to combat this insecurity. They got drones to help them capture the movements. And they also got some weapons for these guys. I don't know their name.
Governor Pitamba just equipped them now with better weapons that will dismantle any kind of kidnapping, any kind of kidnappers in Enugu State. The governor just launched some security drones, and now we're talking about better weapons. Look at machines.
Cease your fire! Cease your fire! Cease your fire! I will tell you one thing today. If you hold this gun, somebody with the GPMG on ambush, you get him down. Once you hold this gun, family, the enemy is at in the front or side, left or right. If you not over, you carry Odechi, that person will go down. This is not, you not go school. Once we move, we move.
Who's coming?
Enugu State Forest Guards, and this is what Governor Pitamba is doing, equipping them. In fact, look at the weapon they have. This weapon will displace any kind of weapon, in the bush. They are here. Look at Anekunke Pitamba Mereme, Oneme Kwozo. So,
You know, they are called the forest guards. And prior to, like I said, he got them drones. They shared that yesterday. I think this was it.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up ever. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So these are super security drones procured by Governor Pitamba. In fact, these drones have the capability to see everything, monitor everything happening in Enugu State and beyond. The drones can fly to other states in a matter of minutes and capture everything. This is the first time we'll be having such security drone in Nigeria, and Governor Pitamba is leading the pace. So wherever you see Governor Pitamba, thank him for the great security work he's doing in Enugu State in particular. Again, these are new losses for security in Enugu State. Governor Pitamba has been the best so far in terms of security. That is why Enugu State is the best secure and safest state in Nigeria.
Somebody said Ndiara, Ndioshi. Papa, you have to let them manage what they have, right? So the intention is to have the sky camera to capture the movement of any equipment you can get to. Sure, you get me now. If a terrorist comes into a community and you have 10 of those guys with those weapons, right? If the terrorists gets in and they get pushed